What practical steps can INFPs take to overcome procrastination and start to accomplish their goals? Coming up in this video. What's up, Legend? Sherman here from Geek Psychology, helping INFPs understand themselves through their personality type and through the lessons that I've gotten in my 40 years of practice as an INFP. So a lot of people ask about procrastination. INFPs struggle with it in a unique way due to our personality type. See, we have our soul, introverted feeling, which is about aligning our life to our identity and our values. And if things are not aligned, then we won't do it. And so one instance that creates procrastination is the fact that we want things to be aligned and we wait for it. We wait for this perfect timing that never shows up. It will not show up. Things will never be perfect. And so we need to push ourselves or convince ourselves to take imperfect action before we're ready. And that is quite difficult. I'm not going to lie, but it is something that has really helped me along my journey. Also, our extroverted intuition is this brainstorming battery that just creates ideas and just so many possibilities and opportunities. And it is a core strength, but also it is one of the reasons why we procrastinate is because we imagine all these different paths that we can take. We could go this way, we could dabble over here, and then we get distracted and we go over this way and we dabble somewhere else and we kind of go back a little bit. We bounce around a lot because idea space is so intriguing. It's so much more fun to think of the possibilities than to actually do them. And again, likely for almost every personality type, that's true. But just this cocktail of our personality type creates this dynamic where it doesn't feel aligned to us. And then we think of, well, what would feel aligned? And we imagine all these different awesome scenarios that we could be in. And then we look back and we're like, well, we're not there. So there's nothing I can do right now. We kind of get upset at ourselves and we struggle to take action on those ideas. There's no joy in completing the loop, in finishing the task. It's what is the next thing? What's the next opportunity? So exciting for us. And it just makes it this endless hamster wheel where we're just always looking for something new and exciting. Especially when we think of an awesome idea, we get that perceiver boost of energy. We're like, this is going to be great. I'm going to do all these cool things. And we type away or we create our project. We start writing. We do all these awesome things. Or we go out to the store. We buy 10 new pens and a bunch of new notepads and things. And then it kind of fizzles out because we've started it. We engaged with that boost of energy, but then maybe we imagined how things would be and we've already completed it in our minds. And so we stop and we get another idea that excites us. And I'll tell you how to deal with that soon. Also, introverted sensing shows us that consistency is comfortable. So this guardian character within our personality type is maintain things. Don't shake things up. Don't change things too much because it'll get uncomfortable. And so that is another habit that we fall into that stops us from achieving our goals and creates more procrastination because we get sucked into our comfort zone of physical pleasures. It's not even pleasure. It's just maintaining the same habits in a physical space, right? Our same room, the location that we're in, the movies that we watch, the songs that we listen to, all from the past, this nostalgia that keeps us there in the Shire instead of wandering outside of it. And then one of the biggest culprits is our extroverted thinking, the commander within our personality type, the one that checks things off the list, gets things done, delegates tasks, creates order for our life. We struggle with that. We have an inferiority complex around that. And it's also an aspiration. We want it to be a part of our team. We want it to be a healthy, honored member of our psyche's questing party. And yet it just runs off and does weird stuff. And we're like, come on, man. It's this buggy AI that gets stuck in rocks. And we're just like, how do I get my life in order if I got that commander not commanding very well unless it's aggressive at me and telling me to like suck up my emotions. Who cares how I feel about it? Which I'm sure you've had that voice before too. And that's the commander. And there are ways that we can work with that and with all the dynamics of our personality type in order to have them working as a cohesive team. And if we're going to bring all of this into a tangible thing, tangible process that you can use your personality type within to accomplish tasks, to get things done, to stop procrastinating your soul, make sure that it's aligned with your identity or who you want to become, something that's important to you. Doing the thing might be important to you. Not doing the thing might show you that you are not being the person that you want to be. If you were to label yourself as a procrastinator, that doesn't feel good. Or I'm somebody who's always late. That doesn't feel good. Right? So work with the necessity within you that like you have to align your actions to your values. You have to do it. It feels horrible if you don't. You know this. So start intentionally wielding that to make sure that you accomplish the things that you want to do in your life so that you can start to trust yourself, right? If you keep lying to yourself, you're not going to trust yourself. So if you start doing it, you show up, or, take it with a grain of salt in the sense of like, I didn't do it today. I couldn't do it. I got busy or I got distracted or I just kind of fell off today. That's okay. Pick yourself back up. Do it the next day. Right? Keep your promise to yourself. You're explorer. Think of ways to make it simpler. Think of ways to make it fun and exciting. Utilize that energy, that burst of energy of like, I'm starting a new project or I'm making progress on this in a fun way. So if you have to write that chapter, you have to write a chapter for your story. Like, break it down. I'm going to outline first. Right? I'm just going to outline a bunch of ideas, brainstorm a bunch of ideas. That's one thing. Once you've completed that, like, feel good about it. That's exciting. You've made progress. Good. Because you've broken the goal down into smaller chunks, it's going to be able to continuously be exciting. If it's this big thing, how can I slay this dragon? How can I write this whole book? It's going to feel overwhelming. So use your perceiver energy, break it down into smaller chunks, complete that and feel good and inspired to move on to the next thing. Introverted sensing, the guardian. Make sure that you look into what worked for you in the past. If you like woke up early one day and looked outside and just, enjoyed the sun for a while and then you went for a walk and then for the rest of the day you were productive, well, maybe you should do that again, right? Leverage the habits that support you and also break the habits or change your actions for the things that are not supporting. Right? If you always procrastinate because, at 10 o'clock you pick up your phone and you start to scroll, well, put your phone somewhere else where you can't get access to it. Make it more difficult to do the easy thing so that later in your life you can live an easier life. And then extroverted thinking, the commander. Break down your goals into smaller chunks, little simple checklists of, what do I need to do today? What are the 3 things that I should do today to live into my identity and to accomplish this thing and to feel better about myself? Take small steps because those small steps lead to bigger changes in your life. And know that once you get into motion, things will start to feel better. You'll start to feel more motivated. If you are not motivated, if you're just like not happy with your life, likely it's because you're not pursuing important goals to you. If it's important, you're going to do it. You're not going to procrastinate on it. You might get distracted. You might have too many ideas and not know which way to go, but you're not going to procrastinate on it because it's really, really important to you. And if it's not that important, then you find a way to make it that important or don't do it and don't worry about it and move on with your life.